Hello, everyone. Not sure who's jumping in right away. It is just turning 3 o'clock here on the East Coast. I know we have folks all over the place, but we're going to hopefully, I don't know how many people are here. How can I tell how many people are here? When you get here, oh, there we go. There we go. Everyone's doing the who's here first sort of thing. That's awesome. Yeah,
If you're not
follow.
here, if you're not here first, you're last.
Yeah, that's what they
Okay.
say. Or yeah, second place is the first loser or something like that. But yeah, great to have everyone here. Really appreciate taking time. Go ahead and just drop your city, state too. Did I see Rudnick here? Jeff, I missed you. Great to have you here, Jeff. Great partner. Uh, Pit crew loyalty in the house. Yeah, Ricky Bobby. Yeah, go ahead and hey, Mike Dela Cruz. Great to see you ish sort of thing. See your name. Uh, Great. We got our Canadian representation. Yeah. So shout out where you're at coming from, the United States or Canada. I assume North America. We might, you never know. Maybe we'll have someone outside North America. But yeah, drop in. Mark, we're in Pennsylvania. I'm not there right now. I'm at our headquarters here outside Boston, Massachusetts, but I am but I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So San Antonio, Eric.
All over the country.
All over the country. Eric, say hi to my brother. He's in San Antonio. Susan, great to have you with us, Susan. You're in, yeah, Susan. I forget where you're at, Susan. William, great to have you with us, voice controller in the house. Yeah, keep going, folks. Thanks for just dropping your city, state, where you're coming from inside the chat. It kind of lets us know who's here. And Detroit, Susan. Yeah, drop your city, state if you're just joining us. Let us know that just where you're coming from. We love to see the coverage of where folks are sort of connecting from. And whoa, Mark, you said I actually use the generic term Lancaster because I live in Lancaster, but I actually live in Conestoga, Pennsylvania. Yeah, there you go. And Haley too. Yes. Conestoga, Pennsylvania. So great, folks. We're going to get started in about maybe a little bit less than 2 minutes. I know we would definitely want to honor your time. We're really grateful that you're with us today. So we definitely want to be good stewards of the time that we have here. Just give us a little bit. I know folks are probably dropping what they're doing, jumping on this town hall, and so it's great to be together. But we're going to really honor the time that we have today. We'll have about an hour. We'll get into it here in the agenda in just a second. It's 3:03 here in the East Coast. I know some of you, it's 3, 2, 1, noon on the West. So yeah, great to have everyone here. We'll get started here in just another minute. Bear with us as we just want to try to give as many people a chance to jump on. I'm sure they're putting their wrench away or whatever they're putting away. Stephen Faithful in the house. Stephen, we actually have someone connecting from kind of Pennsylvania, but connected to Conestoga, Pennsylvania.
Conestoga, Pennsylvania.
Yes, I think Mark Cunningham's here. I think he said his daughter lives in Conestoga, Pennsylvania. You know that well, don't you, Stephen?
I know that well back in my childhood, but now I'm out in Lancaster City. We got is Mike on here by any chance? We have maybe 8 shops within like 5 miles from where I live right now.
Nice.
So always
Excellent.
happy to see everyone though. No bias based on where you live. Anyone not in the US or Canada on this call? I know there's like 5 shops outside of the US and Canada.
Yeah. You get something, we'll have to send you something special if you're here from outside North America. So
It's a little late in the day for those folks.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but it's all good. Well, great, folks. Let's get started here. Thanks so much. Yeah, David Galinas, absolutely from Canada. We have a few folks north of U.S. border. So great to have everyone here, regardless of where you are. We are super excited to be here. My name's Steve Faithful. I head up our product and engineering here at Steer on both Steer and our AutoOps platforms. Excited to be able to share this hour with you. We've got Gabriella, our VP of product. We have Tyler Wunderlich, who's our VP of customer success. We have Stephen Faithful, who most of you probably know. You've met him firsthand, original co-founder of AutoOps, and continues to preach the word of both AutoOps and Steer to shops everywhere. So great to have you here. Greg Rainville's normally with us. He is enjoying, I'm sure, a well-deserved vacation right now, so he couldn't be with us today. But we are excited and glad that you could be with us. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna honor our time together. We're gonna try to call out a number of things in the chat. So if we ask you to, we might ask a question. Really want your interaction. Love to hear your feedback. Obviously, put your questions in the comments as well. We have a whole team of folks here that are going to be monitoring those. And we might answer some questions in the chat, and we might reserve it for our Q&A time. Let me just jump over to our agenda real fast. So we're going to do a quick welcome. What's new in AutoOps? What's new in Steer? I'm going to talk about Mechanic Advisor for just a little bit. Some of you know the history around Mechanic Advisor, and I'll talk about that. And we're going to even give you a third quarter sneak peek, and then we'll leave some time for Q&A at the end. Like I said, use the chat, ask us questions. Like I said, we have people monitoring the chat. They'll do their best to give you answers. If they don't know, they might just say, I'm not sure. We'll have someone get back to you. So great to be with you. And myself, Gabriella, Tyler, Steven, will all be contributing in some way today. So well, let's get started. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is this topic of setting the pace. Really quickly, if you were in our last town hall, just drop it in here that you were here in the last one. Or maybe actually, let me go the other way around. For those of you who were not in our last town hall, just say I wasn't here in the last one. First of all, it's great to have you in this one, but I want to just do a really quick refresh on what we talked about in our last town hall. And really simple, a quick reminder. We talked last time, and I was kind of sharing our philosophy. And our philosophy can kind of be summed up in the same journey that took place with navigation and sort of GPS. For those of you who are my age, I'm in my mid 50s. I started off my driving with maps, physical maps. And then in the early 2000s, I started printing out MapQuest directions. Some of you remember that. You'd put it on your lap while you're driving. And then somebody got a TomTom or a Garmin device that you had mounted to your dashboard. And I'm sure just like me, all of you probably use your phone to navigate wherever you're going. And the idea behind navigating and giving you turn-by-turn directions, it gets you where you're going. That's what it does. We just expect our phones to get us where we're going. And when we think about what we're doing for you and your shops and your businesses, the idea is that we don't want to just hand you a map. I'm sure most of you, if I handed you a map, you could kind of figure it out. You could kind of work through it. You could say, okay, I can figure out how to get where I'm going, but it'd be really hard. You much prefer, and some of you just don't have any options anymore, to say, tell me where I'm going, tell me the next turn I need to make, and by the way, I want to avoid traffic, I want to avoid accidents, I want to avoid speed traps, I want you to tell me the fastest and best way to get there. And yes, even though MapQuest is still alive, I'm sure not many of you are going to MapQuest, printing out your turn-by-turn directions and putting it on your lap. And we want to make sure that our products, the philosophy of how we're building products is making sure that we give you turn-by-turn directions of how to help contribute to building your business, to growing your shop. And we want to help you to avoid that traffic and the accidents and the speed traps and all those things that could slow down your business growth. And that's kind of how we think about delivering products. And so we talked about that last time. Today, I want to talk about our pace. I talked about our philosophy, and now I want to talk about our pace. If you've run a marathon, go off and show off a little bit. Drop it in the chat that you've run a marathon. The most I've ever run personally is 13-ish miles. I used to run cross country in college, and I would go on long, slow distance. Say the most I've ever run is like 13 miles. If you've ran a marathon, go ahead. If you want to put your time in the chat, do that too. Because some of you, if you've run a marathon or you've tried to set I'm not sure if some of you had to set running records, speed records, or just long distance records, you may have heard of the concept of a pacemaker or a pacer. Whoa, 4-time New York City Marathon. That's quite the feat in and of itself. I don't know who is that. That was Nick. I don't know if you had any point pacers running with you, people who might just run for a portion of it. But some people who are trying to set records in terms of like long distance, you might use someone to help pace you. And really ultimate, people will use pacers to help them achieve their goal. And the pacer just sits there and sets a pace, and you keep up with them to it gets you through the doldrums of the long times of the race where you want to give up or slow down or things like that. And they use pacers. I want you all to think about it today, because I'm sure many of you know today. When you think about the speed of technology in our industry, everything's speeding up. Everything's speeding up. And the speed of delivery or delivering value is increasing as well. If you look over this list, I just pulled out 5 logos. Go look at these logos. I'm sorry, I said 50 logos here. These are companies that have effectively crept up, whether it be the company or the solutions that have appeared over the past 12 to 24 months. All of you, I'm sure if you're using, some of you are using ChatGPT every day, multiple times a day for key things in your life. The speed of all these solutions have appeared, and the speed of new things is increasing every day. I get requests here at Steer and AutoOps. I get requests almost every day, every other day, of new companies that are popping up in our space that want to work together or do things together. I'm sure all of you can feel how quickly things are paced. And I can look to Gabriella in product. George is here somewhere. He's our VP of engineering. Things are speeding up faster and faster and faster. And I will say this, all of you here expect us and expect the technology and the solutions around you to deliver on the latest technologies, the latest capabilities that are available. And we feel that. And we feel a responsibility to all of you to deliver, and to deliver at a pace that keeps up. And so there's 2 things that I think about. First of all, we wanted to tell you today that we are determined to set the pace and to keep the pace of the technology and the things that are available and that are appearing, that that can help you build your shop. Let me tell you why it's so important. When we think about what we're doing here at Steer AutoOps, we are every day thinking about how do we help solve problems or meet needs in your business. What things do you experience that are problematic that you say that, hey, we at Steer can help solve? What needs do you have that can help overcome and grow that? How can we help you meet need? Like, how can we meet needs in your business, in your life, to help you grow your business? Mostly, we sit around all day saying, how do we solve the problems or meet the needs of the things that you have going on in your shop to help you grow your business? There's also the idea that maybe there's some things out there that you don't even necessarily know are a problem. You don't feel them. You don't experience these problems every day. And that's really, innovation is kind of this word that people throw around. But innovation is really where we're trying to seek and solve problems that you don't even feel yet. I kind of wrote it there. It's not just about fixing what's broken. It's about unlocking the potential you didn't even know was there. Maybe it's potential in your phones, potential in your scheduling, potential in your shop operations, your marketing, and so on. We here at Steer, we want to solve problems, meet needs, and we want to innovate. And we don't use this as buzzwords. We look at them as a responsibility in this industry. And for us to do that, we really believe that we need to both set the pace and keep the pace. Technology and the platforms and the solutions that are out there are being sort of our pace setter. I know some of you are leveraging AI and leveraging new things within your shop, and we want to make sure we're part of the solution of delivering those things to you to help you to grow your business, and effectively we're keeping pace with all the things that you know are available to help you grow your business. Last thing, we feel this as such a responsibility, we wanted to say this today. First of all, that we want to move faster, but we want to move faster together. We want to move faster together with you, with the industry. There's a bunch of partners here today on this call, on this town hall. We're super appreciative for all of you. We're grateful that you're here today. We want to continue to work together and drive this industry together, and we know we're going to need to do it, keeping pace and setting the pace. What are we committing to you all today? That we are going to have more frequent town halls. Why? Because we want to keep you informed with this idea of setting the pace or keeping the pace. We want to make sure that you all are engaged with the things that we're doing. So you're going to see more town halls. You may not be able to make it to every town hall. We get that. That's okay. But we're going to be here because we want to communicate to you more and more. The second thing is, and I'm not saying this is a huge announcement, but it's big enough for us that we're saying it out loud. We are going to deliver a steady stream of new products and services for all of you to be able to help grow your business. We want to be part of that. We're only one piece of the pie, one piece of the equation, but we are going to continue to deliver new products and services. And we are committed to getting these new products and service and features to you quickly because speed matters. Even, and I look at Gabriella on our call right now, she leads up all of our product. Even if it's not perfect, we're going to deliver it to you because we would rather get it into your hands, make sure that you can start to see value of it, and we can work together to make sure it delivers the best, the peak kind of value to your business. And we want you as partners to give us honest feedback. We're going to talk to you more. We're going to deliver more products and service faster so that we can set the pace and keep the pace in this industry.
And one thing I'll throw in real quick, February 3rd, 2023, AutoOps booked 1 appointment. August 15th, 2023, we booked 100 appointments in a day, and we were mind blown. July 6th, we booked 10,700 appointments in one day. That puts us on pace to book over 4 million appointments this year, maybe 5. So when we talk about this, we do see stats that show this is adding to your bottom line. If we book 4 million appointments this year, that's $2 billion in values for shops around North America. So these products, we want to result in more appointments. And on the Steer side, we want to improve on getting more people back into your shop. And we have the stats to happily prove this.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Whether it be 10,000 appointments a day, we send out millions of emails and text messages every week. These are things that we're doing. And as we look and say, how do we continue to impact your business in all those areas? That's what we're here to do. We're here to uplift this industry. As many of you know, a rising tide lifts all boats. We want to be part of rising that tide, keeping the pace, setting the pace in this industry. Well, I want to talk about some things that we've done. I want to talk about what's new in AutoOps. I'm going to take you through a few things. I'll turn it over to Gabriella and Tyler to talk about other things that we're doing. We're going to introduce some new things to you, and then we're going to get to some Q&A really fast. So let me talk about some things that are going on in AutoOps. I'm going to actually switch my screen. I'm going to show you live. We're going to kind of look at it real life. Some of you may have noticed we released something brand new today. I think it was today. Gabrielle, I'm not sure if it was 100% today, but it's today.
Hours ago.
Hours ago. So if you go to our homepage within the AutoOps dashboard, you're going to see this by service pie chart. We're actually showing you, based on the date range that you selected up top, the appointments that were booked in the different service categories that they fall into. You're going to also see really valuable things like how many appointments were booked where suggested work was added to the booking appointment. I'm using a test appointment right now. I don't want to show anyone's actual stuff, but we're going to see suggested work claimed, leads followed up on. Some of you are using our leads area within AutoOps. Make sure you follow up on these. I'll put a plug in. If you integrate with Steer, you're able to automatically follow up on those. You don't have to do it manually. We had notification sent, but now we've also handled, if you're using AutoOps voice, you also how many calls that we're handling for you during the day or after hours. So we're adding a bunch of stats to make sure that you're seeing and feeling the value that AutoOps and our platform together, AutoOps and Steer together, are providing to you. So make sure you look at that. The second thing I want to show you is a new feature that if you, once again, using AutoOps and Steer together, I jumped right in the middle of a booking experience within AutoOps. Many of you are familiar with this. I'm going to go next. I'm booking for this Ram 1500. Many of you know that AutoOps already allows you customers who are booking to add on previously recommended services. We just added something new in our integration with Steer. We're now also added the ability to add suggested maintenance items, and we even put like when they're due. So we have a lot of intelligence around knowing what sort of maintenance items are due for the specific vehicle for this customer, and we actually recommend it and allow them to see when is it due or if it's overdue, and that they can add it right to this appointment that they're scheduling. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. If you're using both AutoOps and Steer, you can add that starting today. Just really quick, if you go into the AutoOps dashboard, go into the scheduling tool, you'll see that we renamed this called suggested work. And you can see both deferred work, which we had, but now you can actually turn on maintenance reminders as well. You can define things like the cutoff and even sort of like branding or messaging within that page. So make sure you check that out. Another awesome integration capability that goes along with our Steer platform as well. While we're thinking about booking and booking services, I wanted to make sure it's a subtle, small thing, but I wanted to show this to you under services. Some of you may have noticed, if I go over, actually, let me go over a live one. I'm going to go under here, go under services. make this a little bit bigger. You'll notice now that there's an estimated value column, estimated value. We are going to be helping set some defaults for these really soon, but I would encourage you all to go in and set some estimated values for the specific service items that you've booked. The reason why, first of all, we're going to be adding to the shop stats page soon, so you can actually see dollar values attribute to what's being booked. Now, obviously, right now with what we're talking about in the AutoOps side, this is not actual work orders. This is what is the approximate value that you would put on different appointments, but different services that get booked in the appointments within AutoOps. We're able to show you those values, but also for some of you who are a little bit saying, hey, you really want to look at a little bit more conversion and perhaps ad conversion. Some of you know, I hope most of you know, AutoOps is amazingly strong at marketing, attribution, and lead tracking. We can now funnel those values back to your ad platforms so you can inform your ad platform so you know what ads are driving what kind of value in your business. Now, with our Steer, with our Steer integration, we also have that capability of bringing in actual RO values. But for just the appointment booking, we want to make sure that you have the ability to use this in upstream funnel in your marketing as well. So make sure you get in there, add the value. Now, the service value is also, you can go when you're in the appointments, you can actually see within there different, where is it somewhere, total appointment value over here on the right-hand side. And within your leads, you can actually see the lead value for the different appointments. So you'll see how much this total lead is. So you can maybe do a little bit more intelligent targeting of your leads as well. Speaking of leads, I wanted to show you one more thing. I'm going to turn it over to Gabriella here in a second. But I wanted to show you this as well. We have recently, and this has been released. We're going to be putting out some more marketing around this, and we're going to let you all know a little bit more. But we've now incorporated a simple lead tracking capability within AutoOps. So within AutoOps, if AutoOps is already installed on your website, you are going to be able to create these very simple, we'll call them lead collection forms, where you can say, hey, do you want to join our newsletter, or do you want to get a free estimate? You're going to be able to set up this form, collect information. I just have email or phone here, and you can go ahead and you can just put this in here, and you can go ahead and submit. And we have this all built in within part of AutoOps. This lead collection form, you're going to be able to put, you don't have to install anything new on your website. You're going to be able to set it up. And then that information will go into both AutoOps, and it then can be used as part of your Steer campaigns, as if you want to then go and target these folks who respond. So it's a lead collection form. We'll have more information about it for you soon, but I wanted to introduce it so you could all see it, so that these are more things that we have coming in our August or late August, early September town hall. We're going to talk about more things related to this. So stay tuned. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn this over to Gabriella here in a second. And let's make sure I'm there. I know one thing, which is the last thing I'll just mention before I turn it over to Gabriella, which is if you use Steer and you are in our Steer dashboard, AutoOps is now integrated into that. So the AutoOps scheduler is now integrated into the Steer dashboard. So we're bringing those platforms even closer together. So I've talked enough. I'm sure you're ready to hear from Gabriella. And Gabriella, I'm going to turn it over to you and talk about what's new in Steer.
Thanks, Steve. So Steve is super engaging, but if you listen to one thing, it's this next slide. You want to go to it?
Sure.
And that is go to your Steer dashboard and turn on automated abandoned booking notifications. For those of you who don't know what this feature is, you've probably all shopped online, gotten something into your cart, and then maybe got distracted, but gotten that email notification later, that text message that you really should buy those fuzzy dice, and you're excited to be reminded by that. We're doing the same thing with your AutoOps leads. So anyone who starts an appointment, doesn't finish that booking, or they fill out an exit form, appears as a lead in AutoOps. A lot of you are doing manual follow-up, calling the customer, converting them into an appointment, but Steer will now automate a text or email message to that customer. And we're seeing amazing results from this. It was actually way more than we expected. It has a 47% open rate. And that might not sound large to some, but average open rate, email open rates these days, maybe 15, 20%, 25% if you're lucky. 47% is awesome. And that's because these are super targeted, they're timely. The customer wants to be reminded. Often they just need that little nudge of like, yes, that is an appointment, and I want to come back later and finish that. So turn them on, click appointments, the notifications in Steer, 2 toggles, and you're on. All right, another good time-saving features that we just launched in Steer is to-dos. To-dos are awesome for follow-up with customers, maybe a missed phone call, deferred work. If they're on vacation and tell you to call back in a few weeks and they'll get that service done then, helps you assign to your teams, Jimmy, I need you to call them up, offer them the service, follow up on that quote, keeps your team accountable and organized. Next is after-hour replies. We see in the data, I think I maybe shared this stat last time, but 60% of messages that come through after hours don't get a response for 12 hours. 12 hours is a long time. A customer can go, they're very apt to go book elsewhere, find another solution. What after-hours replies does is takes that message from the customer, uses AI, uses your shop hours, gives them the scheduling link, and keeps that conversation going. Sometimes all they need is a little bit of nudge or reminder that they can book online, and they'll go ahead and book that appointment. All right, probably my favorite one is Opportunity Hub. It's busy season right now, but seasons change and we all have slow days. Opportunity Hub is really designed to supplement the emails and texts you're already sending out from Steer, allow you to differentiate yourself. I don't know, at least from what we hear, not everyone's doing this, but the ability to do proactive phone calls to your customers who really need work done, they have deferred work, they have maintenance work that's overdue, can really help you stand out from the shop next door. So let me show you this in action. There's a new page called Opportunity Hub, and you can click over to today's hot list. This is fake data here, but what this is a list of customers, and it's prioritized with a heat score. So you can see this customer is very hot. There's data behind it. There's signals that indicate to us that they are very likely to need a service. You get them on the phone, and that's a conversation that can lead to new work. To click through to here, there's actually a talk track, suggested talk track that you can have with that customer to bring them in the door. You can also create to-dos. So for example, I can see that there's this to-do. Someone had called the customer out of town to August and they want to call back then. So we're going to call back on August 6th. You can mark them as won and lost. So if I go ahead and call Carolina, have a conversation with her, at the end of that call, I can say that this is something that she actually booked an appointment. And that really helps with tracking this work and optimizing the algorithm that we're using behind the scene to score these customers into the opportunities. All right, back to the slides. All right, last one for me for now. We had mentioned our call features last time. Calls are super important. Customers still want to talk to you. We have Caller ID Plus and Call Intelligence. I'm not going to demo those features today, but you should have a link in the resource center of Steer where you can watch last time's town hall if you want to see that, or just reach out to your CSM. What I do want to go through is we are expanding the phone systems that this feature works with. So we already have RingCentral. We have Call Inbound that'll be released in the next week or two. I saw a few Call Inbound partners on the call today. They're an awesome system dedicated to the automotive space and great service. So if you're on Inbound and you want to start using these features, please let your CSM know, and we can get you set up with that.
Yeah, is David Boyd here? Just David, let us know that you're here. If I didn't see your name, but yeah, let us know you're here. But yeah, Gabriella, go ahead.
So at least a few other Inbound folks, I think, in that chat. The next is we've have a new integration called call forwarding. And what is call forwarding? Some of you might already be using a service like CallRail where you have a different phone number for different channels. Maybe you have one phone number that you use for your Google profile listing and another one for your website and another one for postcards. And it lets you track the phone calls you get from those different channels. This works very similarly where Steer can issue you a new phone number. We get that call recording. We enable the Caller ID Plus and the Call Intelligence features, and then we can forward those calls along to your existing phone system. So no need to change your phone system, no need to change your hardware, new tracking phone numbers. If you're already using something similar today, it works with all phone systems, would be very similar to that. If you're on your phone systems and looking for direct integration, please let your CSM know. We really want to know what those phone systems are as we expand out. You can also drop it here in chat as well.
That's great. Why don't we turn it over to Tyler? Tyler, I know you're going to talk about some things related to Steer Ultimate. Go for it.
Yeah. So, as Gabriella mentioned, we've got a lot of really cool products that we've been developing for, our customers. Personally, all of the features are really exciting to me, but, the opportunity scores is something that, is very near and dear to my heart, specifically, having an outbound motion, being able to, secure business. I think it just sets really good, really good practice for you, especially as you go into the winter months. So just want to reiterate that, I think that feature is really important. Beyond that, we do, still have our early access program. Shops are using Steer Ultimate. If you do want to get into early access, please reach out to your CSM, or you can try it out directly inside of your Steer dashboard today. We'd love to get you in there. We'd love to get your feedback, and also, continuing to be very excited about what we're going to be building into the future.
That's awesome. I'm going to transition to Mechanic Advisor. Let me just say real quick, I know Gabrielle had mentioned it. Drop your phone system in the chat if you could. I see some things coming in about 3CX, GrandStream, UMA. Those are all on our list of things to consider and look at. We have to look at the partner of what they support. But yeah, please drop your phone system in there. We know the phone systems are probably like snowflakes. I mean, there's so many out there. So we're going to see a bunch. So I think yeah, that's great. So keep dropping them in. That's awesome. That gives us a little bit more insight on how do we focus our priorities. So that's awesome. Well, while you're doing that, I want to talk about Mechanic Advisor. I think Parker Swift might be on this call somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. He's our CEO. And he originally, Gabriella, remind me, how many years ago did Parker start Mechanic Advisor?
So 12, 14, 13 at this point?
Something like that. Parker, if you're here, just drop it in. I don't know exactly maybe the year it launched, but for those of you who don't know, there you go. Hey, Parker, drop that in there. But if you don't know, Parker Swift started Mechanic Advisor, which was effectively a directory. It was the digital yellow pages for shops so that people could find a shop instead of flipping through the yellow pages, that people could have perhaps more trusted resource, an easy resource to find a mechanic to fix their car. It was a simple thought, a simple plan, a simple dream back then, and Parker launched it. And that was really the birthplace of Steer and the CRM that we have today. Even though we do AutoOps and we do Steer, we've never given up on this idea or never left it behind, that we still want to make it easy and great for consumers to be able to find really good shops to meet their needs. And so if you haven't been there recently, go and check out mechanicadvisor.com. I want to tell you why we do this. And this is an investment that we make. We invest in Mechanic Advisor and mechanicadvisor.com, and we invest money, we invest time, we invest people in mechanicadvisor.com because we want to be part of helping grow your business. To be real honest, it's not like we don't do this as a big money maker. We do this as an opportunity to say, how can we take part in helping consumers find shops, and for shops? And if you'll notice on that screenshot right there, and if you go to mechanicadvisor.com, if you are using AutoOps today, there's a schedule appointment button right on Mechanic Advisor. And so when consumers find Mechanic Advisor, because we put a lot of work into making it visible on Google results, et cetera, on search engines, that they'll be able to book an appointment directly into your shop. We do this because we want to play a part in helping to grow the industry. We're going to continue to figure out what the best way we can make these investments to help your shop grow. And I look at it and I say, as we grow, we hope that as we grow and continue the shops that use our products, that we're able to continue to drive business to your shops in a number of different ways. We believe our tools will draw people in, will push people in, but solutions like Mechanic Advisor will also be out there in the world helping to bring more business to your shops. So we wanted to just mention that today. That's something that we counted a privilege to continue to be involved with, driving traffic into your shops, and we do that through our Mechanic Advisor solution. So.
And one note on that, with Mechanic Advisor, we, as a platform, we want to promote the shops that are making it easy to actually book appointments. So for people who are customers of AutoOps and Steer, there are added benefits.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Well, let's finish our time right now talking about what's coming next. And then we're going to open up for a QA time. It's about 3:34 here in the East, so we're going to try to keep our eyes on the clock, make sure we honor your time and everything. So first of all, let me just turn it back to Tyler just for a moment to real quickly talk about some new direct SMS integrations. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, we're super excited to share. We have new direct or improved direct integrations with Shop Boss, RL Writer, and Tire Guru. So for anyone that's on the shop management systems and is ready to upgrade, please reach out to your CSM and we can get that set up for you.
Great. And I think our friends from Velo, I'm not sure if any friends from Velo are on here, but yeah, great to partner to be able to bring some of these enhanced integrations together. Great. Let me talk about real quick couple things that are coming on a little bit more on the AutoOps side. So first of all, look at these two things coming soon: wait time and scheduling. We want to make sure, if any of you, I go to Great Clips, I get my hair cut, I can go and I can see the 5 Great Clips, sort of in my area. If you have multiple shops in your area, we're going to be able to show wait time scheduling. We're still working out the algorithm of the best way to sort of estimate times and things like that. But we're going to be working on wait time and scheduling to make it convenient, especially for those of you who own multiple shops, maybe in a generally close area. The second thing is availability by technician. Some of you, it's great. I love the variation. Some of you here keep AutoOps wide open. You just say, book me anything, anytime, and I'll make it work. And others of you say, I really want to be much more particular, much more, I guess, pointed or strategic or accurate in exactly when the good times to book are. And some of you want to have a new approach, which is, I know what techs I have, I know what they can do, and I know when they're working. Can you just help me craft my availability by the technician and their schedules and their skills? So we're working on that. If that's something that you're desiring or you're wanting, keep an eye out. We'll have about 4 or 5 modes of scheduling, and this will be sort of like that, not the final one, but certainly a big one for some of you who really want to maybe tune in a little bit more fine on your availability and capacity. Gabrielle, were you going to talk about this? Yeah, let me turn it back to Gabrielle.
Yeah. So I talk to customers all the time who really love Steer's maintenance roadmap. It helps them understand when different services are needed, when have they due for a brake job again, when do they need new tires, and proactively plan for that. But we all know not all vehicles are the same. Not every driver is the same. And so we are upgrading our maintenance reminders. It will be based off of odometer and miles, and that will be personalized to each vehicle. So are they a light driver? Based on their past invoices, do they not drive very frequently? Or maybe they drive very frequently and they really need those services much, much sooner. Really excited about this one. Will be much more effective. So we're reminding the customers at the right time of what services they need. Next is our digital glove box. So you've maybe heard this called the vehicle page in the past. We are upgrading that page. There's a bunch of cool things coming with it, but one of the exciting things is a link that you can use anywhere. It'll live forever. You can embed it directly within your website. So if you want to have a button that lets your customers log in, see all their previous invoices, see all their vehicles, directly book an appointment for that vehicle, that can be all directly from your website. Much better experience for multi-vehicle households and fleets. And there's a few other bells and whistles that maybe we'll touch on next time.
Excellent. Great. Let me just touch on direct mail. So coming soon, direct mail. I'd be really curious if you could just drop in, if you feel comfortable doing this, that's great. If you could just drop in the chat, do you still do direct mail? I mean, some people don't, some shops don't do it. We know a lot of shops still doing it. If you don't mind sharing, let us know that you're still doing direct mail. We believe that direct mail continues, especially with I don't want to call it the resurgence, the rebirth of the QR code. Direct mail is still we see it continually, very key part of some shops' marketing strategy, making sure you're getting something. It might be a postcard, it might be a plastic card, it might be a letter, it might be coupons of some sort. So yes, that's great. We are looking, saying, how do we continue to enhance your ability to market to your customers and track that attribution through direct mail? We are excited to be able to offer this. Some of you may still use some of our old platform, our old Mechanic Advisor platform. We had some capabilities around direct mail, but we are excited to bring you next generation direct mail with both not just the creation and the targeting of your direct mail, but also the attribution around your direct mail. So keep your eyes open as we get into the end of Q3 for what's coming in direct mail. We'll hope you'll as you look at this, we hope not only if you're already doing it, great, take a look at our direct mail. We believe we're going to be able to add a lot of value, both in attribution for both retention marketing, and even we'll give you a little hint around acquisition marketing. So how do you find new customers to come into your shop? So we're going to be looking at that. So yeah, we'll continue to keep you up to date with our direct mail initiative. Great. So let me just say a few notes before we sort of open it up for Q&A. I know we've gone on a whirlwind tour over the past 40 minutes. I want to just reiterate what I started this with. We just showed you a whole bunch of stuff. Our job, our responsibility to the industry and to all of you is that we would set the pace and we would keep the pace. We want to make sure that the things that we're doing not just can add value, but do add value to your business and to the things that you're doing. We want to make sure that as you hear about and experience things in the other areas of your life, you know that Steer is going to be here and that we're going to be delivering products fast at a faster rate, because we all know things are moving faster, that you're going to be able to count on us. And we talked about this. I mentioned this earlier. We're going to be introducing new products and services, and we're going to tell you about them more. We're going to hope that you'll continue to partner with us to be able to give us feedback on these new products and services and new features that we're doing, and we're going to continue to move fast. I mentioned Mechanic Advisor before. We're going to continue to do things. You may even see, as we look at Mechanic Advisor and as we make investments in Mechanic Advisor, you may also see Steer and AutoOps. How do we continue to power other areas of the industry? And Mechanic Advisor is actually paving the way for us to do even more within the automotive industry. So keep an eye out. We'll talk about that more. Like I said, we're going to do more town halls. So keep coming back if you can. I know there's a whole bunch of questions that are pouring into the Q&A. And we're super grateful that you've spent time with us. We know some of you won't be able to stay on for the whole time, but please stay on for as long as you can. We're happy to show. We can even live demo some stuff. If some of you want to see things, we'll do our best. And so any other comments, Gabriella, Tyler, Stephen, any other comments from you all? I know the team behind the scenes is going to be throwing some questions on the screen, but anything from you guys?
Just want to say, I see some great product ideas in here and you're wanting more. That's exactly what we want to hear from you. So if you ever want to jump on a call, let's do it. You can email me at gabrielle@steercrm.com.
Yeah, that's great. With all the new stuff happening, is there kind of retraining webinar session available to set up with staff? Elizabeth, absolutely. Listen, I've been living, breathing both AutoOps and Steer for years now, and there's so much in there that I really wish that I could spend every day talking to all of you. You know, there's so much. I don't know how many of you are really into, and whether it's been me or other members of our team, are you really leaning in on all the things we can do to support your marketing attribution so we can help you get the most return on your ad spend, the investments that you're making in marketing? And I know we talked about direct mail a second ago, but Elizabeth, absolutely. Reach out to your CSM, reach out to our support team. You can reach us. Don't forget, you can reach us through the AutoOps Dash or Steer dashboards. There's a little help center on the right-hand side. So reach out, Elizabeth. We're absolutely happy.
Just to add, we do weekly live trainings, especially on the Steer side as well. So in that resource center, that question mark on the bottom right, there's a whole events section. You'll see these town halls, you'll see the recordings, but you'll also see when we have those live trainings, Marisha, who's been answering a lot of the chats, runs a lot of those, or you'll see some CSMs in them pretty frequently as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think Maria asked the question about one-on-one training. We're more than happy to do that too. So if you'd like a deep dive on how to use it, when to use it, any of that sort of stuff, definitely please reach out.
Yep, that's awesome. Great. Is automated to-dos on the roadmap? For example, incoming task, create another task. Example, missed calls automatically get added to the to-do list. I'll let you say it, Gabriella. Go ahead.
One's near and dear to my heart. There's a lot of great examples of when you might want to do this. I love the missed call example, a positive review, a negative review, lots of other ones. So yes, that is something we're looking at.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's, yeah, absolutely. So Gabriella, I knew she'd be all smiles when she saw that question. Go ahead, Marissa. I think Marissa, yeah. Does integration with Protractor gather data regarding custom reminder items that we've created within Protractor? We don't at this time, Mike. So love to have someone on our team reach out to you, get some ideas on some of the things that you're thinking about. And I assume maybe that had to do with like maybe our to-dos. I don't know if that, Mike, if that was specifically what you were kind of like, maybe what that triggered your thinking about, but we'd love to, especially on the specific shop management systems. Obviously, each one's different, has different capabilities. We'd love to continue to see how our integrations with the shop management system can more inform what our product can do. Let's do it. Yeah, great. That's awesome. Someone on our team, Mike, will reach out to you and schedule a time to have a conversation about that. Yeah. In marketing links, dollar value would be huge to see what customers spent per campaign. Kenzie, love that. Obviously, I would encourage all of you, go in, add estimated values, and I'm speaking on both sides, both on the appointment scheduling side, add those values so that we can actually look and say both estimated values, so we can actually provide reports for your marketing links to say this marketing link booked this many appointments and this many dollars. We will add that on the marketing links section of AutoOps dashboard. We will add a thing that says this many appointments were booked with this much value, and then we can compare marketing link to marketing link related to a campaign, and we can do it at the campaign level, the marketing link level, etc. So make sure you do that. And also with our Steer integration, post repair order, we'll be able to give you even more to see sort of like that top of the funnel down to the bottom in terms of attribution from the marketing link all the way down to the appointment that gets booked.
I can take this one. So I think this was referring to the call forwarding solution that Steer has with Call Intelligence and Caller ID Plus.
Yep.
The answer is it really depends. It depends how you use CallRail. Some shops are using CallRail just to get those recordings, maybe use some of those light transcription features. If that's how you're using it, Steer's solution would completely replace that. If you're looking to track one, maybe two sources, there's some things that we could do to help with that. If you're tracking many, many sources and you have 20 different phone numbers, it wouldn't be a full-on replacement of CallRail, but additive to that. It's something that we are looking to potentially do in the future, and it's something we're interested in, but something we don't have the full multi-channel tracking capability quite yet.
Yeah, Darren asked that. Darren, thanks for that question. Love it. For those of you who use CallRail for like the number pooling and the dynamic number insertion, if you're using it for just recording and pass through, yes, we can absolutely, that's partly why we did what we did. But I'm not overstating this. We talked about being aggressive, setting the pace. We know that some of you say, hey, I really want to get better insights into my telephony. And so in terms of call pass through, dynamic number insertion, call pooling, number pooling, we're there. We get it. We're hearing it. Trust me, it's also this is something that's near and dear to my heart. And Darren, Darren asked a question. Darren, it's not inappropriate. Darren said, love the pacing, love the aggressiveness, love the direction, which love that feedback. It's not direct. If so, let's talk about how are you guys funding all of this? How are you funding all of this? Love the question. Listen, Parker, our CEO, is on this call. I'm not going to overstep. Our company is well funded. We have a great business. We have customers that are faithful and loyal to us, and we have a excellent board of directors who ensures that we are going to be able to continue to grow this business, and we are well positioned to be able to deliver on the things that I've talked about, even just putting it out there, saying how aggressive we're going to be in new products and services and new features, and we're going to do it fast, keeping pace, setting pace. We are well positioned. We are well positioned. Parker has been doing this for a long time. I've been in the general industry of scheduling and marketing attribution and CRM for a long time. We are well positioned to continue to deliver on the things that I'm talking about. Parker can disagree with
one more thing on that front, right? You saw, Parker, who's been in the business for 20 years, right? So this isn't I'm in for a year, I'm in for 2 years, and try and flip the business. This absolutely is a longevity thing, right? We're looking at how do we create customer value, today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's something that we will always continue to do.
Yeah.
And as much as Parker's helping, I'm helping with the funding too, which is getting more people to buy AutoOps. I mean, a lot of this is why people, I think, sometimes forget sales is not about just us making money. It's we sell so that we can reinvest most of that back into the product. So a lot of it is we've still been very successful with sales. We still have people joining up all over the country, and that is how we are able to fund a lot of this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's huge. We make tons of investments in the things that we're doing. We have a lot of engineers. We have a lot of customer success folks. We have a lot of salespeople. We are making sure that we are able to support and be part of this industry for a long time. So, Mershad, I want to make sure we go in order. Yeah, Tyson, great. Thanks for being here. Most of all, other industries require credit card to hold an appointment. I want the ability to charge a no-show fee. Yes, absolutely, Tyson. Some of you know I came from the home services space where some of you are like, holy moly, I would never do that. I wouldn't want to make whatever. But we know, I can say coming from the home services industry, that is a thing. And we know that some of you want to do that, especially when you talk about the value of your time, the value of your schedule. So absolutely, Tyson, that is on the roadmap. We'll give a little bit more insights into that, because collecting a payment method and then being able to charge that in the event of a no-show, absolutely. So the answer, the easy answer is yes, it's on our roadmap and it will be coming. And some of you say, I would never do that. And some of you say, absolutely would do that tomorrow. And that's great. Is there a time frame to be able to sign text message specific service advisor similar to do? Yes, I have 4 writers for text conversations. Yes, and I assume you're talking about in cooperation with our to-dos and things like that. Absolutely. We are going to be, and Gabrielle, I can let you talk about this, but we're going to be weaving our to-do capability into other areas within both AutoOps and Steer to be able to, so yeah, someone, they use that lead form that I just talked about, and you want to create a to-do to be able to have someone follow up on someone wanted a quote. Absolutely. Gabrielle, I didn't know if you want to say anything else about
Yeah,
that.
I think you're touching on it, but a lot of the features that you saw today set the foundation, and they sort of weave together into these bigger, broader things. So even being able to send text message to service advisor, automated to-dos. I saw someone mention in chat an AI chatbot.
Yes.
We had the After-Hours Auto Reply. That's all based on API on AI, and that's just the first stepping stone into a full conversational AI chatbot. So a lot of these things do really build upon what our future vision is in this product.
Yeah, absolutely. How can we stay updated on the estimated time completion for phone integrations? Looking forward to Microsoft Teams phone integration. Absolutely. Jeff, we will endeavor to kind of publish, I would say, a roadmap of phone integrations in the order in which we will have more news on that next time for sure. So keep an eye, especially the next 2 town halls. We will be talking more about this because it's so important for us that we'll have news across the board. Obviously, we mentioned the integration. I think it was Chris here from Inbound. Obviously, our integration with Inbound is coming, but we are going to integrate with a lot of partners. We have a lot of telephony news coming. So absolutely. The next 2 town halls in particular, either attend or watch the recordings. We'll have more info about that.
I'll just add, drop it in chat, tell your CSM, make sure we have it. Because if we have it slated what phone system you're on, we'll make sure you get a reach out when we do launch that phone system.
Yep, absolutely. Great. Will the partnership with Mobile One that allows Steer AutoOps customers to earn discounts toward CRM continue? That's a great question. I'm going to say right now, I don't 100% know. Some of you know that we have a strategic partnership with ExxonMobil, Mobile One, the Mobile One team in particular, and that we have things that we really enjoy doing with Mobile One. I can't say for sure that the discount program, I don't want to speak out of turn. So Cody, we'll make sure we have someone reach out to you. We just had the team here in our offices. I just met with the team this morning about some things not related to the discount program, but Cody, yes, we'll have someone on our team reach out to you about that specific question. Great. We have about 7 minutes left. Is there a way on the roadmap for customers to be able to manage their own bookings? Yeah, change times and cancellations. Joshua, first of all,
I can take this one too, Steve.
go ahead.
I mentioned earlier there might be some fun bells and whistles on that digital glove box earlier. So really, it's part of that is taking some of the effort out of your hands. If a customer wants to reschedule, if they want to cancel, there's no reason they have to pick up a phone, that you have to answer it, that you have to log into a system and go and cancel it. Making that much more easy, one click, is all part of what we want to be able to do.
Yeah, I think
There's
the end of
more to
Joshua's.
this as well.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I think at the end of that, let me just get the end of that question. I think it was Joshua. I think he asked about what's the best way to become an expert on everything AutoOps for, say, like new hire managers? Listen, because I think about it, first of all, we do have our help center that Gabriella, it's on the right-hand side. You can see it right over here. Make sure there's resources there that you can get access to and things like that. While I'm here, if you're still on this call, I'm doing this for the recording as well. I did want to show you a couple other features that I didn't necessarily talk about here, but if you haven't seen it, if you haven't used our issue tree, we have, let me switch over. Sorry, let me switch over to I was on a test thing. We do have multiple issue trees. If you're not using multiple issue trees, we also have this idea of creating another brand. We just added this just a few weeks ago, the ability to create 2 brands. If some of you say, hey, I'd like to have different colors or different imagery or different scheduler titles on 2 different AutoOps experiences, you can do that as well. There's a number of things that we're adding, and all of these things we try to keep up in our help center, but don't hesitate. I think Tyler offered, if you want to call up and you just have some questions about different things and different things that you can do, don't hesitate. I think I saw Haley on this call. Haley's an expert. We have plenty of folks who can sort of talk to you about the ways that you can use our resources. We have videos. By the way, always watch the tutorials in the upper right-hand corner of our AutoOps dashboard. A lot of things that you can do just sort of self-serve, and then also you can reach out to our team through the Help Center. So I did want to just mention one other thing really quickly. Some of you have been using our custom fields. Custom fields, we added a new feature recently, which is the ability on an issue tree. And I know I'm just kind of flying through this. You can actually, on an issue tree now, you can actually have a page that only includes custom fields. So these are just things that we sneak in. We show you on things like this. We'll market them in different ways. So you'll hear about these, but since you're here, I just want to show you some things. These are just over the past couple of weeks that we've done things. So keep in mind, we're releasing new stuff all the time, every day. Even this morning, we released new stuff. So great. Marisha, any other questions coming in? Yeah, great. I think that absolutely. So absolutely. First of all, on the AutoOps side, we have a couple things. So if some of you are familiar with these terms, we do have a full API on AutoOps. You can just email support@autoops.com, request. We'll send you information about our AutoOps. You can go to, I'm not sure if Dan's here. What's our URL? api.autoops.com/docs or something like that. We'll send it out. I think it's somewhere in our Help Center as well. We do have an API. You can review our documentation. You can get an API key to interact. We also support something called webhooks. For some of you use webhooks in something like Zapier or Zoho Flow or something like that. So we do support webhooks. We do have other things. We have an advanced installation guide where we talk about things like event listeners. We have so much stuff for integration and things that you want to do. We have some stuff on the Steer CRM side. We are still evolving in some of that area on the Steer CRM side. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. So two things. I really want to get our text platforms working as one contact number. Absolutely, you can do that. Autoflow and now Steer AutoOps are concerned about simplifying the process for our clients to have one numbers compared to three. Is there a possibility to do this? So yes, I can't speak to the Autoflow part of it, so we can have a conversation about that. Gabrielle, I know we are working on some things to allow third parties to consolidate messaging through Steer. So I don't want to belabor it, but Mike, we absolutely, it's in our thoughts. Clearly, with an AutoOps and Steer, you can consolidate those today. And I don't know if Mike, you're not using Swift SMS? Is it Swift? Is that what it's called? Swift SMS today. Is it called Swift? I'm not getting that right. I think I'm getting it right.
He's using Swift. He had a second comment that mentioned Swift. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So if you're using Swift, I don't know, Mike, have you also turned on the Swift integration with AutoOps? Because you can go into the partner app section of AutoOps and you can make sure you turn that on. So if you're over in our partner app section, make sure you go down into general, make sure you go to partner apps and make sure you, you can go to our Swift SMS and enable that. That'll send things through Swift. Now, there are some uniquenesses if you're also using Steer. I'm not sure all the different products you're using. So let's have a conversation about that, but it's definitely on our minds. And we want to continue to make it a little bit more seamless for you.
I'll add to that. It's absolutely something we're working with our partners on. Depending on your unique situation, Mike, let's definitely talk about that. But there are reasons you might not want to consolidate all of your phone numbers together. So I know there are shops and reasons that you might want to have your DVI separate than your marketing message, separate than your direct communication for maybe pickup. So just think through that before you do a full consolidation. If someone unsubscribes because they don't want those marketing messages, you still want to be able to contact them for upsell or deferred work,
or DVI,
or DVI or pickup or whatever it is. So we can work through that together in some of the best practices.
Yeah, and I think think through sort of like transactional messages versus, let's say, more marketing-ish messages. So yeah, absolutely. I think Greg mentioned about Twilio. Greg, reach out to us if you are using Twilio, and there's some things that we might be able to do to help consolidate or bring things together. So let us know. Obviously, we use Twilio for ours as well. So there might be some things we can do together on that. So great. I know it's 3:59. We have 1 minute. We're probably going to maybe we'll do one more question. And I don't know how many folks are still here, but want to make sure. Please go with our thanks. Go with our thanks for being here today. Go with our appreciation for not just using our products, but even being interested in our products. And if you're here today and you're not using them yet, reach out. Anyone can talk to you about the things we've talked about today. you have our commitment that we are going to continue to set and keep the pace with the industry and bring you more and more things that are going to add value to your business. So really appreciate you being on this town hall today. Marisha, any more questions you want to throw up on the screen? If not, we will bring our town hall to a close. Any way to train our own AI to our culture? Brad, we are going to be doing, go ahead, Gabrielle. I saw you going to jump in.
Yes, the chatbot, everything we build in the future will have the ability to customize. The After-Hours Auto Reply, you do have settings where you can train it. You can give it prompts. If you want it to approach specific things in a specific way, you can go in there and tell it to do that.
Yeah, and we think about things like call analytics and call analysis. How do we allow you to define a rubric so that AI can actually be part of evaluating your specific rubric, not a generic rubric for the auto industry, but your specific rubric? Did my service advisor say this? Did they offer this? Did they end it this way? Did they make sure this happened? Those are the kind of things we want to make sure we weave in everything we do. So absolutely. Great. Well, thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. I know on behalf of Gabriella, Stephen, Tyler, Parker, our CEOs on this call, we're really grateful. Thanks for spending the hour with us. We look forward to our next town hall, which will be pretty soon. So
Thank you, everyone.
Come back soon.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye.